TIL Harry Houdini wanted to prevent people from copying his Chinese water torture cell trick, but didn't want to patent it, as that would require explaining how it works. So he gave a performance of the trick as a one-act play before an audience of one, and then filed for a copyright on the play. Well, I'm no lawyer, but it sounds brilliant. Before Houdini died, he told his wife a passphrase that would let her know it was really him she was speaking to. Not one of the mediums who claimed to be able to speak to the dead were able to give his wife the correct passphrase, so no matter how convincing their theatrics, she knew they were lying. It was amazing how he did all that stuff without dying or getting seriously injured. People don't realize how much of an influence Houdini had in the early 1900s. I worked at the Houdini Museum in NYC for a while and learned some wild stories about the guy. He was absurdly famous and ridiculously good at marketing himself. Before going to a new town, he'd take out full-page ads in the local paper, putting $5,000 of his own money, roughly $100K today, on the wager that not a single person could give him a lock or restraint from which he couldn't escape. Also, fun fact, he was an avid pilot, and he's officially regarded as the first person to sustain flight on the continent of Australia. But did it work? A trick is something a whore does for money, Michael. That was an asterisk illusion. This was a common technique used to copyright things, as plays were copyright protected. Authors often staged one-off plays to copyright a novel because otherwise there would be knock-off prints made which they would have no recourse on. Edit. This is about the UK, I don't know about the US. So this means that no one is allowed to escape from a water tank by any means via performance. History Channel did a really great documentary about Houdini around 2007. I am not embarrassed to admit that I was big into performance magic at that time and a lifelong history lover, so it was the perfect intersection. Samuel Beckett probably would have been impressed. Hey, I wrote that article for Smithsonian. Check the depths of my comments and post history for evidence. I got to have a long conversation with Teller for this project, which was fucking weird on its own since Teller doesn't talk. I am super sleepy right now just seeing this, but am happy to jump on here tomorrow to answer any questions and paste in unpublished quotes from Teller. No promises on when I wake up, but I spent a solid month on this one and there was a lot of good material left on the cutting room floor. So, how did he do his trick? So that is why a ghost named Harry keeps appearing to me shouting, "Tell her huge hairy balls." Suddenly everything makes sense. Kind of related, since we're talking about Houdini. When I was in high school, I think it was my last year, my sociology teacher got us to write papers on whatever topic we wanted, as long as it had to do with the theme of sociology. I chose phobias. While doing research in the library, I found out in one of the books I read that Houdini was claustrophobic. It was surprising to know, and my teacher was shocked to know about it, too. I got an A on my paper. The wife, what's the passphrase? Psychic. Pop, lock and drop it. This seems very r/stupid loopholes. He could just copyright the performance of the trick, though. And then that person mysteriously disappeared. Not really. Jesus, that is a very creepy pic of him. A magician never reveals their tricks. This seems like an alternate draft of the script for The Prestige. I'm an Australian lawyer, in case it's different to US. When you sue for infringement you have to prove infringer copied you, not just that they have same content. Houdini can only ever prove that single audience member copied him, no one else. This is genius. I honestly wouldn't blame him, if his intention was to keep people from trying to do it, and very likely harming or even killing themselves in the process. That's some Houdini lawyering. It's an illusion, Michael, but if no one knows how it works, no one can copy it anyway. Right, challenge set for me, a future time traveler, wink with tongue sticking. I used the stones trick to destroy the stones trick. And the audience of one was who? The better trick is the one person who saw it was blind and deaf. Well played, Mr. H. Modern problems require modern solutions. We are stuck playing 3D chess, he played 4D chess. Madman. Shorter title, IP laws are dumb.